vocals. I'm going to show you what I use, how I record, what I do to vocals to make them stand out, and a range of tips and tricks to help you take your vocals to the next level. Let's do it. So let me start off by saying, this is not going to be simple. I'm really going to go in and give you some incredible vocal tips. And to be honest, this video is only one of 10 videos about vocals. Now, when I said this is not going to be easy, it's not what I'm going to show you that's not going to be easy. Because in these videos, I'm going to make sure that you totally understand. But what I meant by it's not going to be easy is that you have to make the decision on exactly what you want to use to make it your own. If you haven't noticed, I try to lead you in a certain direction, but ultimately, I want you to pick the plugins that you want to use. I just want to spark the ideas to lead you in the right direction. I hope that makes sense. With that said, let's start off with mics. For vocals, I tend to use two different mics, the Neumann U87 for leads and the AKG C414B TL2 for background vocals. Now, as far as preamps, for the last 18 years, I've been using the AMEC Pure Path mic pre, EQ, and compressor channel, which was designed by Rupert Neve and is an incredible unit. But lately, in the last few years, I've been going for more of a clean sound. So now I use the Antelope Zingo, and I've been really happy with it. Now, the mic pre plugin I use is the BAE 1073 MP. Now, I use it at 300 ohms, and it really does give me that close Neve sound. In fact, the combination of the Neumann U87, the Zingo, and the BAE 1073 NP is exactly what I'm using right now. Now, I usually switch it up because I really like the BA31, as that's a really nice mic pre as well. And the other mic pre I have for the Zingo is the Gyrex 9. That's more of a tube style. Now, you might be asking, first, why am I using two different mics? Mark, what is that all about? I use the AKG 414 for backgrounds and the Neumann U87 for lead vocals. And the reason why I do that, as both mics give the vocals automatically different textures. It separates them too, makes it easier for me as a producer / mixer to get more depth within the vocals and to make the lead vocals stand out. Now, with the U87, that's more of a closer, full range, round sounding mic, where the AKG is not as full and round sounding as the Neumann U87, but it does give you a close sound, just not as good to me as the U87. Now, your next question might be, Mark, you have a Neve designed AMEC Pure Path. Why are you not using that instead of the Zingo? I absolutely love my AMEC Pure Path mic pre, EQ, and compressor channel. But for me at this stage, I'm trying to get away from using hardware or anything outside of the digital spectrum. Now, you may say, well, wait a minute, the Zingo is a hardware unit, and that's true. But for the mic pre sound itself, I'm using a plugin. Reason being, one, it sounds really good. Two, the noise floor so much more lower, and that helps me get a more clear and better sound. Again, for me. And the plugins, again, do an incredible job at sounding like those original units. So I hope that answers those questions. And if it didn't, or you want to ask me another question about it, please feel free to hit me up down below. All right, so now let's get into levels. This is probably the most important thing into getting a great vocal sound. Sure, you can have a great mic, you can have a great mic pre, but if you don't set your levels correct, none of that means anything. So let's start off with a tip on the ZenGo and how to set your mic pre and the plugin to get not only a better and clearer sound, but also to keep the room noise and the mic noise down. Check this out. So let's pull up the ZenGo mixer. Now this is where you set up your mic and your preamp plugin. Now as you can see, the mic setup is only 5 dB. Why is that? It's because I'm trying to keep the noise from the mic as low as possible. So it's not getting a lot of room noise and it's only getting enough of my vocal to go into the preamp. Now, if I pull up the BAE 1073 MP plugin, you can see I almost have it at full gain. I have it at 300 ohms for the impedance, but look at the output. I have the output at max because I'd rather have the noise from the plugin, and it does have noise, rather than the room noise, which is a lot more erratic. Here, this is my room noise. And this is the mic pre-noise. Yeah, I don't want the room noise, and I'd rather have the preamp noise, as that's something I can control. And though I'm going to show you how to get rid of both of those noises in the next video, I do want to make the noise as low as possible. So now let's talk about levels. I always have the mic going through an auxiliary, and I'm hitting that track anywhere from -18 to -12. Now, do I go over -12? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it hits -9, at the most -6, but I get nowhere near -0. I do not want to clip or distort any type of way. And the same goes for the ZenGo. I don't want distortion to be coming from the mic to the mic pre, meaning that I have the mic pre set too loud. Or in my case, the mic pre won't be set too loud, but the plugin might be. So that's me going into my testing mode to make sure that I'm not hitting the plugin too hard, meaning the gain on the BAE 1073 MP. So in this case, in Pro Tools, if I look at the auxiliary, you can see that I'm hitting this track at check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2. This is a test. This is only a test. So now that I have the preamp level set right, the plugin level set right within my envelope, or if you have another unit that you're using, like a universal audio preamp that came with your converter, or a Focusrite unit, or Avid preamp or converter, and you have the level set correctly from your preamp to Pro Tools or whatever DAW you use, well then we can move on to the next video. I'll see you there.